Hello everyone, welcome back to KaushalBioPrep. In today's video lecture, we are going to start another topic of the last unit, that is the applied zoology. So if you are familiar with the lectures, you should know that applied zoology ka kuch section have already covered. So some part is already there. So we are going to start the another portion today, that is this one, the animal breeding types and their applications, right? So what is breeding precisely? Breeding refers to the selection and mating of the individuals for desired purposes, where selection is based on the improved physical, physiological, genetic or reproductive features. So basically, during animal breeding we select species and we breed them together in different manners to get the desired product, right? So animal products जो है उनको बढ़ाने के लिए, so improve to improve those products, the quality or the quantity, we basically do that. ठीक है? So here we are concerned with the breeding types and their application as well. So first of all, what are the types of the animal breeding there? So there are basically two types. Number one is the pure breeding, and then there is crossbreeding. What is pure breeding? So under pure breeding, you have a male and a female from the same breed. Okay, male is called dam here, and this is the sire. So basically in animals, we have a male and a female. Both have desired characters which you want in the offspring, so you breed them, right? Simple. But under crossbreeding, which is basically the hybridization, we do what? We basically breed different male and female from the different breeds basically. So the difference is in pure breeding we choose the same breed. Okay, so whatever the particular cattle you are taking, if we are doing the cattle breeding, so the breed is going to be same for male and female, right? But in crossbreeding you will involve the male and female from different breeds, different races, sometimes even different species. That is why the name suggests crossbreeding, right? So these are two main types of the animal breeding. Further, if you study about the pure breeding, so pure breeding is again of two types, right? So under pure breeding we have two more types. Number one is inbreeding, and then there is outbreeding. Inbreeding means mating between the related individuals, right? So under same breed you are talking about the related individuals, okay, then it is inbreeding. Outbreeding means mating between the unrelated individuals of the same breed. Always remember, in pure breed you are going to take same breed of male and female, right? And with the same breed, if the mating pair is having the related individuals in them, then this is inbreeding. So mating between related individuals of the same breed is inbreeding. But if the mating pair is from different unrelated individuals basically of the same breed, same race, same species, then it is going to be outbreeding. So in outbreeding, the mating which is occurring between the unrelated individuals, they have no common ancestor within 4-5 generations. This is very, very important, right? Here you will find a common ancestor in this case in inbreeding, but in outbreeding there should not be any common ancestor within 4 to 5 generations of those particular mating pair, right? Now next is the type of inbreeding. So in inbreeding we have four more types. Number one is self fertilization, then there is sib mating or sibling mating, then there is cousin mating, and then last one is the line breeding. So first, self fertilization. This is the most extreme form of the inbreeding, and it is only found in the hermaphroditic animals, basically the bisexual animals which have the male and female gonads in them. ठीक है जी? The bisexual ones are those who have both male and female gonads in their body. ठीक है? Specifically talking about the breeding patterns, right? So most extreme one is the self fertilization. That means male और female same ही हैं जहाँ से आप जो है breeding करवा रहे हैं. Then there is sibling mating. Now what happens in there? The mating is between the brother and the sister having one or both parent is common. मतलब this can be half sibling or full sibling, right? Either mother and father both are same for the brother and sister, or they have one common. It can be mother, it can be father, right? Then there is cousin mating, and this mating between the cousin, brother and sister, right? So animal brother and sister, but they are cousin, they are not real brother sister, right? So having one or both grandparents in common, they don't have common parent but they have grandparents common. Then there is line breeding. In line breeding, this is a special type of inbreeding. It is basically done to maintain a high degree of genetic relationship to a desirable ancestor, usually a sire, right? Now if you talk about the full or half sibling, so पहले इसके बारे में पढ़ते हैं. सो पेरेंट्स यहाँ पे दिखा रखे हैं. दिस इज लाइक अ जेनेटिक क्रॉस. दिस इज मेल, दिस इज फीमेल. तो दिस इज द फादर, दिस इज द मदर, राइट? सो F1 प्रोजेनी जो है, इट कैन बी मेल, इट कैन बी फीमेल इन बोथ केसेस. दीज आर द फुल सिबलिंग मेटिंग. अगर आप इन दोनों को क्रॉस करते हो, यू आर गेटिंग द पॉइंट. दैट मीन्स ये फादर है, मदर है, इनके जो भी बच्चे रहेंगे, ब्रदर एंड सिस्टर, दे आर गोइंग टू मेट, राइट? So this is the full sibling mating. But in case of the half sibling, what you have, either ये देखो इस केस में female is the common one, another male, right? तो इसमें यहाँ पे अगर आप क्रॉस करोगे इन दोनों का, इन दोनों में से किसी का भी, then this is going to be the half sibling mating, right? तो this is father, this is mother and this is father, something like that. तो if the mother is common, यहाँ से भी एक offspring है, ठीक है, मान लीजिए दिस इज़ अ मेल, और यहाँ से भी एक ऑफस्प्रिंग है, मान लीजिए दिस इज़ अ फीमेल. ये आपस में अगर क्रॉस करते हैं, दिस प्रोजेनी फ्रॉम हेयर, इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी दी हाफ सिबलिंग मेटिंग, राइट? देन देर इज फर्स्ट कजन मेटिंग. अगेन फर्स्ट कजन मेटिंग में द इंपॉर्टेंट वन इज द ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स आर गोइंग टू बी कॉमन फॉर दैम. सो ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स से आगे पेरेंट्स आए, देन देर आर फर्स्ट कजन्स, एंड फर्स्ट कजन्स जो हैं, दे आर मेटिंग विद ईच अदर, राइट? सो बेसिकली पैटर्नल फर्स्ट कजन मीटिंग हो सकता है, मेटर्नल फर्स्ट कजन मीटिंग हो सकता है. दैट मीन्स द ग्रैंड पेरेंट फ्रॉम द मदर साइड और द फादर साइड इज गोइंग टू बी कॉमन फॉर द कजन्स, राइट? Then there is line breeding. In line breeding, there is a special type of inbreeding, and it is done to maintain high degree of genetic relationship, as we have discussed usually. So what happens is, there is a sire, there is a dam, right? So if you basically cross these, you have progenies of different ratios basically. So this is the sire, this is the dam. The first one is the D1 progeny, and this is the 50% of the SS gene. That means this progeny is having 50% gene from the sire, right? Then in the second case, you see there D1 say, when you cross S with the D1, the D2 progeny have 75% of the S trait, right? S जो है, जो सायर है, उसके जीन्स कितने, 75%. प्रोजेनी का बढ़ गया ना. देखो ये समझ आना चाहिए आपको. वाई इज दैट? बिकॉज वंस फर्स्ट यू क्रॉस दिस वन, यू गेट द D1, ठीक है? अगेन द सायर इज कॉमन एंड यू आर क्रॉसिंग द D1, the daughter one basically, right? तो इसके साथ जब क्रॉस करते, then you have D2, तो this is going to have much similarity with S, isn't it? Next case में again if you cross S with the D2, again already it has 75% similarity, it is going to increase. It is going to increase by 87.5% in this case. Again if you cross the S with the D3, then you have D4. What is happening in this case is the genetic content of the sire is increasing in each progeny, and that is what you want, right? That is why I told you a desirable ancestor you pick. Here the sire is the desirable ancestor, right? And high genetic relationship is maintained. So all the progeny have a very high relevant genetic expression to sire. And this is what line breeding is, right? Now the type of the outbreeding. I hope the inbreeding types are clear to you, right? So again let's just see once more. So inbreeding जो है, this is under the pure breeding. So we started with animal breeding, right? Animal breeding में there are two parts. First is the pure breed and there is crossbreed, right? Crossbreed breeding and pure breeding. Okay, pure breeding में we have inbreeding and outbreeding. Inbreeding I have explained, right? Inbreeding में we have self fertilization, sibling mating, cousin mating and line breeding. So this is clear. Now we are going to talk about the outbreeding. So types of outbreeding. Outbreed refers to the mating between the unrelated individuals, as I have told you earlier, of the same breed again, right? We are talking about same breed because this is under pure breeding, not crossbreed, right? Same breed, same race or same species में the unrelated individuals are going to meet, having no common ancestor within 4 to 5 generations. That is the correct definition of the outbreeds, right? So example you can see over here, the parents, parent 1 and parent 2. Parent 1 is the inbreed line 1 and parent 2 is from the inbreed line 2. अलग अलग line से हैं. This is the genotype. You will get the F1 progeny. F1 progeny is going to be the hybrid heterozygous. If you see over there, you have all dominant genes. Here you have all recessive one. You have the hybrid. This is your F1 progeny. So if F1 hybrid is greater than the mid parental value, now what is this? Basically, the F1 progeny has some kind of value which can be greater than the half of the parent 1 and parent 2. The outbreed is known to be positive heterosis or hybrid vigor. Basically, this means that the hybrid is more advanced as compared to parent 1 and parent 2. Right? पेरेंट 1 एंड पेरेंट 2 का जब आप हाफ कैरेक्टर्स देखते हैं, मिड पेरेंटल वैल्यू जिसको कहते हैं, व्हेन द F1 हाइब्रिड इज ग्रेटर देन द मिड पेरेंटल वैल्यू विच इज कैलकुलेटेड एज सच. So the outbreeding is basically known as the positive heterosis or hybrid vigor. So hybrid is going to be much more competent than the parents. ठीक है, character wise, right? But if the F1 hybrid is less than the mid parental value, so if F1 is greater than this, it is good. But if F1 is less than the half of the parent 1 and parent 2 value, the outbreeding is known as the negative heterosis, which is basically avoided in many cases. If that is the case, the F1 is not going to be upgrade over the parents, right? Now let's talk about the crossbreeding. So this is the basically outbreeding. So outbreeding में दो चीज़ें हैं. There is one called positive heterosis and there is second called negative heterosis, right? Then there is crossbreeding. Crossbreeding means the mating between the individuals of the different breeds or race or even species can be different. So first example is outbreeding between the different breeds we are taking. तो cattle Boss Taurus जो है इसकी बात कर रहे हैं हम. So the parent is red Danish cow and this is female. The male is white Jersey ox, right? So breeds are different. So when you get the F1 is the crossbred roan cattle and this is a hybrid fertile with higher percentage milk fat. So basically they have this thing in mind कि when we are going to cross these two, the progeny will be having a higher increased percentage of milk fat, right? So outbreeding is different breeds. This is breed red Danish and this is white Jersey breed. Then there is outbreeding between the different races. So in this we have example of the silkworm and the Bombyx moray. So here the parents are bivoltine race and there is multibotine race. So there are two different races, right? So this is the example. You don't need to remember these examples. So in this case, these two are the races of the silkworm. The crossbred silkworm having the higher fertility and improved silk quality as well as the quantity. So outbreeding is basically beneficial in this case. Then there is outbreeding between the different species. This is very common in mountain areas. So here there is outbreeding between the horse and the ass, right? So mare, basically female horse is taken and the male ass, that is the jack. So mare and jack are crossed and you have mule, which is basically a hybrid which is sterile, not reproducible, but with improved fitness. And it is commonly used in mountain areas, commonly basically produced over there. And this is a very important example of outbreeding. So you have three different ways: breeds in different breeds, or in between different races, or between different species even, right? Now if we talk about the inbreeding, the genetic effects of inbreedings are very, very important to study. So first of all, what are the beneficial effects? So if you inbreed, you are not changing the breed at all. Basically, आप same ही breed में cross करवा रहे हो. So what are the mating between same breeds, right? In same breed. So what are the beneficial effects? So inbreeding increases the homozygosity and it decreases the heterozygosity in population. A very, very important statement. So with the inbreeding, the homozygosity, same type of the alleles increases, right? That means if you have AA and AA, this is heterozygous, this is homozygous, this will increase with inbreeding, even this will increase, but this will decrease, right? Then there is, it improves the breed by expression and elimination of the deleterious or harmful genes. This is good, and it contributes to the adaptation and evolution of a species overall, right? But what are the harmful effects? So inbreeding sometimes results in something, a very important thing that you understand, that you should understand, that is the inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression is the decrease in the fitness in terms of fertility, viability, vigor, resistance to disease, and many more things. So sometimes what happen, when you inbreed for a very long time, the diseases, genetic disorders come into play. Why? Because you are increasing the homozygosity, and most of the recessive homozygous disorder will come into play, right? And that will cause the inbreeding depression. Due to that, there is decreased fitness in terms of fertility, viability, vigor, and many more. Then it increases the genetic load of a species by accumulating the lethal and subvital and deleterious genes in a population. Again, the effect of this thing, recessive homozygousness, will increase with inbreeding, and that will increase the genetic load. So inbreeding is not a very good method of animal breeding if you are not looking for the homozygosity, or basically preserving a special character of a particular breed, right? Then there is genetic effects of the outbreeding. So beneficial effect of outbreeding is more as compared to the harmful effect. So outbreeding increases the heterozygosity, and it decreases the homozygosity in a population. So it is exact opposite of what inbreeding does. Then it may restore the fitness due to the inbreeding depression, resulting in the hybrid vigor and positive heterosis. So you can reverse the inbreeding depression with the help of the outbreeding, right? So after generations of inbreeding, you just do one thing, you let the breed to go for outbreeding, right? And then the this thing will lift off, inbreeding depression will go away. Then some outbreed lines are more adaptive than their corresponding inbreed lines when we compare. So these are the beneficial effects. What are the harmful effects? So outbreeding may result in decrease in the fitness by exhibiting negative heterosis, because negative heterosis is there, right? It is not sure that the hybrid is going to be a positive organism, or it is going to have much more enhanced feature than the parent. Sometimes it will be a negative impact, right? So this is there. Then it is not suitable for many established inbreed lines. So there are established inbreed lines, and for those lines there is no outbreeding program, right? So these are the harmful effects, because these are not suitable for those inbreed lines. Now, genetic effect of the crossbreeding. So crossbreeding may, the beneficial effects are much more. Some crossbreeds may result in vigorous hybrid with increased productivity, very commonly used. For example, if you say mule is larger, swifter, and stronger than S, more hardy, resistant to disease, and can be prolonged work than horse. So it can do more work as compared to horse, and as compared to an ass, it is more stronger, more swifter, and larger, and resistant to disease also. So it is superior in intelligence to either of the parent. तो parent से ज़्यादा intelligent भी है, that is good thing. Crossbreed may perform better than the inbreed and outbreed when we compare. Very very important. For example, the red Danish cow average milk fat is the 4.39%, and inbred Danish cow has 4.04% milk fat. ठीक है, तो ये ठीक है, ओके. लेकिन the crossbred roan cow has 4.82% milk fat, दोनों से ज़्यादा. So this is there. Then it helps maintaining the biodiversity in the population, but increases the heterozygosity. What is the harmful effect? Harmful effect is that most crossbreed result in the hybrid sterility, very very commonly seen. Even the mule is sterile. No doubt it has features which are much more better than the parent, but it's sterile. You cannot reproduce it. Then lion and tiger, you made them together and there is liger, but liger is sterile. Horse and gen is henny but sterile. Zebra and horse is zebroid but sterile. And it is not suitable for many established inbreed and outbreed line as well, and there is a chance of losing genetic identity through the crossbreeding. हो सकता है, chances are there that the particular thing you are looking for can get lost during the crossbreeding. Okay. Now, if we talk about the practical application, so breeding plan for farm animals are there. Different farm animals are basically being bred in the farms. So animal provide us with different items like meat, milk, egg, wool, leather, bones, and so much more. And they also, basically do much more work for mankind. So that is why we breed them for our benefit. We are selfish in this manner. So there are farm animals and there are captive breeding programs for these animals also, other animals which we need to conserve also, right? So there are other ways, but we as per the slavers are concerned about the cattle and the sheep, so we are going to talk about that only. So breeding of cattle, if we talk about that, Bos indicus and Bos taurus. So inbreeding program is there. Indigenous cattle breeds are Pabna. You should remember the names of this breed. That is very very important for you. There is red Chittagong, then there is white Mushigonj, there is grey North Bengal, and many more. So you learn about other indigenous cattle breed and list them in your notes, right? What are the characteristic of these indigenous cattle breeds? So they have, first of all, they have high demand for meat, milk and hide. Then there is resistant to disease and higher productivity is there. There is small size and not so suitable for dairy farming, but for milk, other things they are, and they are well adapted to our climate as well because they are indigenous, right? So this is a picture of Pabna breed of the cattle in the Bangladesh. Then there is exotic beef cattle breed, which includes black Angus, and there is Texas Longhorn, Hereford, which is common in the USA. There is white Shorthorn in UK, and many more. So what are the characteristics of the exotic cattle breed? So they are larger in size, higher milk producers, very important, longer lactation period, and they are susceptible to disease, not so adapted to our climate. So if you keep them, you have to take care of them, right? So this is Jersey, this is Friesian, and this is Sindhi. Sindhi is very very common, and Jersey is also very common in Indian households. There is Sahiwal. This is also very commonly seen in Haryana. So these are some exotic dairy cattle breeds you see in India also, right? Holstein Friesian is Holstein Friesian is very very common in Australia, and then there is Normandy in France, Sindhi, Sahiwal and Haryana are seen in the Indian households, right? So these are the cattle breeds. What are the outbreeding for cattle? So outbreeding of cattle will include two types. First is the inbred bull is there, and then unrelated cow, right? Then there is dairy cattle and beef cattle. So you do outbreeding in these two manners. So first, inbred bull and cross between the unrelated cows and inbred bull. So F1 progeny 12% greater weight than the female parent. So they are going to have much more weight. And if you outbreed dairy cattle, not dairy, sorry about that, dairy cattle and beef cattle. So F1 superior for commercial veal, that is the calf meat production, right? Now the crossbreeding of the cattle. So you have Pabna, we have already discussed about it, RC cow, and the other varieties like Sahiwal bull is there. So F1 progeny, the first filial generation progeny, will have 14 to 24% enhanced lactation yield. This is very very important because we want milk from them, तो lactation yield ज़्यादा होना ज़रूरी है. Then there is UK variety and USA variety. We cross them, and F1 Blue Ron is there. It is increased in vigor, rapid growth, consume less ration, and they have high beef quality also. Okay, so these are the pictures of the cattle that I have talked about. Then this is about the breeding of the cattle. So you should learn about more examples and list them in your notes, right? Next is the breeding of the sheep. Here the species is Ovis eris, and other species are there. So inbreeding, if you see inbreeding sheep breeds are Dumari, Khorasani, Lohi, Hisardale. Hisardale is very very important. It is asked in many exams in this name. Then there is Kathiawari, The names are very very important for you to remember, right? Characteristic of indigenous sheep breeds are mainly for cheap mutton production they are bred. Then there is high fertility. They are not suitable for commercial wool production, so they are basically bred for only for their meat. Then exotic sheep breeds are Merino from Australia, Hampshire, there is Lincoln, there is Shetland, Oxford, there is Dost and Blackface. This is common. This is from UK. So these are mainly commercial, bred for commercial wool and mutton production also. But wool is the main idea behind them, purpose basically. So the characteristic of the merino sheep of Australia we are going to talk about. So it was originated in Spain during the 17th century, and then it was imported to the France in 18th century, and then finally it was introduced to the Australia in 19th century. So merino sheep is the result of an inbreeding and continuous selection for more than 200 years. A very very high quality wool yielding sheep. It is world famous for its renowned wool quality. So you should memorize this name, merino sheep. And there is crossbreeding of sheep. So sometimes the crossbreeding give rise to better productivity. Example includes Colombian hybrid. So it came from the gregarious ram bullet having short but fine wool. So this one have short but fine wool, and solitary Lincoln, which is having long but coarse wool. So one has the character of the coarse wool quality, other one has the character of the fine wool quality. So they crossed these two parents, gregarious and solitary, they crossed them. So after cross they have F1 generation, which is Columbia hybrid, and the Columbia hybrid has the characters of both. They have a wide range, fine intermediate sized wool, and good and popular mutton quality also, right? So here in the pictures you can see the first one is the indigenous, then this is the merino. This is very very important. This is bred for their wool. Then there is boylet, then is Lincoln, and this is the Columbia, this one. So now if this is all about the breeding of cattle and sheep. Now if we talk about other animals, so breeding of other animals is also there apart from the farm animals. Animals like cat, dogs, horse, buffaloes, camels, llamas, elephants are also used for domestic as well as commercial production. So that means in addition to captive breeding of some animals like this one, wild animals like deer, snakes, crocodiles, tiger, they are also practiced at home, but not in every country. Every country has different rules for these things, right? We are only concerned with the cattle and sheep breeding as per our syllabus, but I am telling you from this paragraph that breeding of other animal is also a practice, right? Now recent advancements in animal breeding is that the establishment of the breeding programs, which is genetically based. Basically genetic engineering is there, so it is being utilized for animal breeding. So there are two main goals of such techniques. First is to produce transgenic animals by transferring the foreign genes, and second is to improve the animal through introducing some desired trait. So first is you are going to introduce some kind of gene in the animal, making it a transgenic animal. We are going to discuss about it in coming lectures, and then you are going to improve the animal in some way, right, with the desired character. So this is there in the advancement. Then there is production of the transgenic animals. This is the important part. So basically the foreign DNA is introduced into the fertilized egg with the help of some micro injection, or you can do this by transferring the tetraviral vector into the embryo. Now this is some technique which I will discuss with you in coming lectures. So agar samajh nahi aa raha, if you are not getting to understand it right now, it's okay, we'll discuss this thoroughly in the coming lecture. So basically transgenic animal production is there in animal breeding programs, right? Then there is improvement of the desired traits, just like we saw in the previous pages, that milk production is being increased by doing the breeding programs, right? Another example is the production of the blue bird flu resistant variety of the chicken. Not blue, bird flu is disease basically. So the flu resistant variety of chicken is being produced, and this is now under the laboratory trials. Once it is done, it will be coming to the public also. Another example is the increased protein content in the milk of the transgenic cattle. This is basically, this has been done. right? Cattle and sheep using the genetic engineering, and these things are being done in the laboratory, and then they will come into the field so that we can take advantage of it. So basically there are certain things happening in the area of the animal breeding to increase the benefits of it, right? So this was all about animal breeding. I hope you learned something from the lecture, you understand something. If you have any question or query, to feel free to comment it down. And if you are new to the channel, welcome and subscribe for more lectures. If you understand something from the video, do like it and share it with your friends who can be benefited from the lectures. Thank you so much. I will see you all in the next video lecture.